only took me 2 months and 21 minutes, and it worked. And now, you know, probably no one will be watching now, because who would stick around for 21 minutes to watch me make a card? Come for the fun, stay for the bloopers. Welcome, guys. Finally, we got it figured out. So if you can see me, if you can hear me, leave a comment. We made it. And after this, I am driving to McDonald's and I am getting YouTube.
How come it's not showing up for me?
I don't know. It's showing up for me. Please tell me it's showing up for you. I'm going to McDonald's and I'm getting the biggest chocolate milkshake with whipped cream that they have. Welcome. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope you can see this. Neely Bear just came in and said, why can't I see you? Is it on Facebook or YouTube? According to my computer, it's showing me on YouTube. So let's go with that and let's get started making this really fun shaker card. Look, it worked. Okay, now there is a delay. So if you do leave a comment, if anybody's out there in YouTube land and you leave a comment, it might take me a minute to see it, but this is a really, really fun, easy shaker card to make. We use the clear translucent envelopes, which are sold in the annual catalog. They are sold on the same page as our Whisper White and Very Vanilla envelopes. You get 50 of them in a package, and I want you to stick around until the end of the video because I am going to not only show you number one, an additional shaker card with completely different design, but number two, a little tip of something else that you can use these envelopes, the clear translucent envelopes for. So stick around for that, but let's get started on this fun shaker card. We are using tonight the So Much Happy bundle. I used this, I think, last week. And if you can see, give me a little shout out. Let me know if you can see the little shakers in there. Isn't this so fun? And it's so easy. That's what I love about a lot of the cards that I've been making for you this summer on my attempted lives. That's what I'm going to call them. Is that they look difficult, but they're so easy if you just take them step by step. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is take a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock. And I have already cut this. Took an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. I cut it in half at 4 1/4 inches, and then I scored it at 5 1/2 inches. Then this is a piece of designer series paper from the Playing with Patterns designer series paper. I love this because it has all these little polka dots, have so many different color combinations. You know, you can use so many different colors of cardstock. So this is 1/4 of an inch shorter. This is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So we are just gonna glue this down with just a tiny bit of our, whoops, whoa, that's way, way, way too much. Did you see how much came out there? That is way too much. So I am just gonna use the tip here and spread that. This is how much you want, like just a little thicker than a piece of hair is how much you want to use. So we are going to adhere this to our card base. And then we will set this aside because now what we're going to do is work on this piece here, which is the shaker part of the card. So let's set that aside. This is a piece of crushed curry cardstock, and you want this to be 3 1/2 inches by 4 3/8 inches. That is what's going to fit inside the envelope. And then I took a piece of purple posy. This is 1 inch by 2 3/4 inches, and I'm just going to. Why? Okay, it'll switch to me. There's a delay.
No, it doesn't switch to the camera.
I don't know why. It's showing me that it has switched to the camera. Is this really not working? So you can't see what I'm doing, right? I thought it worked. I'm live on YouTube, but you can't see what I'm doing. Oh, golly. Why don't I just hold it up? Here's the card we're making. Isn't it great? The shaker card. And even though my monitor is showing me that you can see me making it on the table, apparently you can't. So, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, you're experiencing buffering. So I'm just gonna hold it up here and show it to you this way. How about that? You know, I think I'm gonna get a chocolate and a vanilla milkshake. Okay, so here's the card. Take your Coastal Cabana cardstock. Take your piece of Playing with Patterns Designer Series paper and put that there. Stick it on, okay? Now let's work on the part that's gonna go inside the clear envelope. It's a piece of crushed curry cardstock, and it's 3.5 inches by 4 3/8 inches. Let me see if I can flip this again. It is not giving me the correct output, and I don't know why that is. Hold on one second. Okay, well, what you're gonna do is, I took a piece of Purple Posy cardstock. I will have the directions or all the dimensions on my blog after I cry and use about 3 boxes of tissues. I adhered the Purple Posy up here to the top. Then I'm going to take a piece of 3/4 of an inch by 2.5 inches of Whisper White cardstock. And I am using the Happy stamp from the So Much Happy stamp set. And I'm going to use Night of Navy because Night of Navy is one of the coordinating colors in the Playing with Patterns Designer Series paper. So I'm just going to take some of my Night of Navy cardstock and stamp the Happy right on there. And of course I got it perfectly straight in the center because it's not on camera. Let's take a little bit of our adhesive and we will stick that there right in the middle, just like that. Okay, so you see the beginnings of the insert to the shaker card. Now I went ahead and I pre-stamped and pre-cut with the, let's see, what are they called? The Happy dies, which is part of the So Much Happy bundle. You get the stamp set and the dies, and if you order them as the bundle, you save 10%. So it's a great value because if you were to purchase, like, pretend that each one of these was a different punch, it would be astronomically expensive. So buying the dies is a great value, and buying them along with the stamp set is an even better value because you save 10%. So I went ahead and I stamped 3 balloons and I cut them out. I made 2 of the balloons, I used Coastal Cabana. And then for one of the balloons, I used Calypso Coral. And I'm gonna put that one in the center. So I am going to just overlap them like this and glue them. So I'll be right back with you. Let me just do this quickly. And I really wanted to show you a little trick. So I am going to use my creative prowess and see if I can do this to the camera instead of on the desk. Let me try this one more time. I don't know why it is not. I think I know why. Hold on, I think I know. No, it's connected to my iPhone, so I have no idea. All right. Oh well, I'm not gonna stress it. Okay, I want you to look at this sample, and if you can see on there, look at these tiny little bows that are on the balloons. That is from this tiny, tiny little miniature. Look how tiny this is. It's probably the size of my thumbnail. This little bow die. Okay, and you're gonna think, how in the world am I gonna keep track of that, number one? And number two, how am I gonna glue that down? I know the tip of the multi-purpose adhesive is a fine tip, but it's not that fine. So what I did was first I adhered my 3 balloons together, and I have my, the Calypso Coral one is layered on top of the 2 Coastal Cabanas. So I am going to just use a teeny bit of glue, and I adhered it to the center right about there. Now, let's use my creative prowess, and I'm going to show you upright how to put the glue on this minuscule, tiny, tiny little bow. This is our silicone craft sheet. So it's great when you're using adhesive because nothing sticks to it. Like if you get adhesive on it, you just use your finger and it rolls right off. So here's what you want to do. Just put a glob of glue onto the silicone craft sheet. And then I'm taking my little bow and I'm just going to put it, there is a front and a back. The back is flat and the front has, if you look closely, has a little bit of a embossed side. You know, it sticks up a little bit. And then I am just going to take a toothpick and gather up some of the adhesive from the silicone mat and just dab a tiny, tiny bit of adhesive onto the back of the bow. Just like that, with the toothpick. And then I am just going to carefully adhere this to the bottom of the balloon. And just keep your finger there for a couple of seconds, and then the glue will adhere to the paper, and there you go. So I'm going to repeat that 3 times. So I have my glob of glue. I'm going to take a little bit onto the toothpick, put it on the back side of the bow, just right there in the center. Minuscule amount is all you need. And make sure when you put the toothpick down, place it on the silicone mat so you don't get glue onto your work surface. Okay, and then let's put it right there. We have 2 more to go. 1 more for this set of balloons, and then I'm going to put a smaller balloon on another part of the card. Okay, so we're going to put that one down there, like that. Okay, see? So easy and not messy. Actually, I need to apply just a little bit more glue there because what I'm doing is, look here, this is a smaller balloon that I stamped and I die cut out with the smaller balloon die cut in Calypso Coral, and I put this up here in the corner of the happy. So I'm going to take some of my multi-purpose adhesive, which was on back order for a while from Stampin' Up. And I stuck that right there. And now I'm going to take my last balloon with my toothpick, put a tiny bit of glue, and put that on there. So that is all the stamping and gluing for that. But now if you look in the dies, there is this really fun miniature banner die. So I took some Night of Navy cardstock. This is the same color that I used to make the bows. And I made, let's see, so I did the whole length of the banner. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 swags in the banner. What I'm going to do is take my toothpick again, and I am just going to just dot along the banner on the little triangle parts. I'm going to put some glue on there with my toothpick. My mom always has a toothpick. Does your mom always have a toothpick? So whenever I see a toothpick, I think of my mom. Could be worse things, I guess. Okay, so I put some glue just randomly on the triangles, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eyeball it and put it so that it's kind of in the center, right, like that. Looks like it's about centered, right? There's like swag, and on each side of the card they're just a tiny bit. So you can either snip these off or just fold them over onto the back. And I don't want another debacle tonight of having to find my scissors like last week where I didn't have my scissors. So I'm just gonna fold them over and just glue down the little tails onto the back, because you will not see the back of the card. Okay, so now what we want to do is just take some of our Playing with Patterns resin dots, and you'll see on my sample here that I just space them out sporadically, or just wherever I thought they would look cute. I didn't bring them back here for some reason. Okay, now let's take our clear envelope, and what we're going to do is you want to make sure that the back of the envelope is facing the back of the card. So let's slide in this part that we made, and you'll know the back of the envelope because our clear plastic envelopes have this self-adhesive strip on there. So you want that to face you. Have the back of the card facing you, and slip this right inside the envelope like that. Okay? Now, I am using some Flowers for Every Season gems for this. You can use any of the gems that we have in the catalog. I have this cute little wooden spoon. I don't know where I got it. A craft place somewhere. And you just want to scoop up, I'd say in total, probably a true teaspoon. This is not, if you're measuring, I would use like a true teaspoon and a half of gems. You don't want too many. You're thinking like, oh, sparkly shaker, like, oh, let's do a lot. More is better. But it really isn't in this case. I've also tried to use glitter because you think, oh, glitter, sparkly. Don't use glitter because it sticks to the plastic, and it doesn't shake. So the gems are perfect. So I am just using my little scooper thing here and putting in as many as I can. Okay, and you just want to, like, oh, wow, that's so cool when your friend gets the card. So now that we put our little scoops in there, what we want to do is just fold it over. We'll remove the self-adhesive backing, fold it over, and stick it down. And now we have our little shaker pocket. See, wasn't that easy? I told you, easy. Looks hard, looks very impressive, but so easy. Then we will come back to our card base, and we're gonna take some tear and tape adhesive, and just on the back of the envelope, we will place 2 pieces of tear and tape adhesive. Oh, and by the way, the reason I was having the problem before is that my iPad updated and the camera was off. So that's why that didn't work. I don't know why it's not letting me switch from front view to tabletop view. That's a whole other issue. But at least we're here now, right? Okay, and then, so now you have your tear and tape adhesive on the back, and then you're just gonna center it on your card base like that and stick it down. And then I added a piece of ribbon from the Forever Greenery ribbon pack here to the side. And that's how easy it is. That is how easy. Once again, easy, very impressive. Now I want to show you another card I made, completely different look with my favorite stamp set and die cut set of all time. The Dress to Impress stamp set and the Dressed Up dies. This stamp set was made for me. I absolutely love it. When I saw this with the lipstick and the high heel and the perfume bottle, it just had my name written all over it. So this is some of the paper that I used last week. What's it called? With the peony, the peony paper, you know, that paper? Or a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago. So if you could see that closely. And then I used, oh golly, what's the name of the bright pink marker? The bright pink marker and the ink I used. I love the contrast of the basic gray with the fuchsia. I love it, love it, love it. So if you look closely, these are the metallic, what are they called? The metallic pearls in silver. So I stuck some of those on there. And then what I did was the shaker part of this, these are the same, the Flowers for Every Season gems that I just used in the previous card, but I just stuck my finger in there and I picked out the clear gems. And that is what these are. But two completely different looks, but using the same exact card design. Okay, so now I promised you a little trick that you can also use with the clear envelopes. So sometimes when you're using, when you have your die cut machine out, or I should call it now our cut and emboss machine, I like to make extra dies. While I'm there, like, you know, I'll make some extra ones. And I used to just store them in the stamp set because I would never remember what I made extra of. And then if I go to use the stamp set, I open it up and I see, oh, I already have some of those dies cut out. Well, when you just throw them in the stamp set, they fall on the floor, you know, what a pain it is. So here's what you're gonna do. Open up your stamp case. Take a clear envelope, remove the backing, fold it over, and if you want, you can use your bone folder to crease it, and then just adhere the clear envelope to the inside of your stamp case, just like that. And now you have a little pocket inside your stamp case to store all of your dies. Isn't that so cute and so convenient? And if you want to make it a little bit sturdier, you can add some tear and tape adhesive to the top and the bottom. But it's just another way to use our clear envelopes. So guys, thanks for hanging with me. We finally figured out how to go live on YouTube. Now I just need to figure out why it wasn't letting me use the desktop view. I might not be here next week. Let's cross our fingers that I'm not here next week because that means something really good happened, but I can't let you know about that yet, but I will. So I will definitely see you in 2 weeks, which will be September something already. But what I'll do is if I'm not here next week, I will tape something and put it up Tuesday, 8 o'clock, right here. And that will give me 2 weeks, hopefully, to figure out all of this. Thanks for watching. Now I have to go and delete about 15,000 blooper videos, but I'm going to keep this one up because it has the tutorial. I'm going to try to figure out how to add all the supplies that I used tonight to the end of this. So thanks for watching. And, oh, thank you, Jackson. Yes, it's working. Yay, it is working. Thank you for watching so much, guys, for hanging in there with me, and I will see you I want to say hopefully not next week because that means something really good happened. But even if I see you next week, that'd be good too. Okay? Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.